Chinese saying, we're like, hey, is this because of her? And they're like, no. And then we're like, hey, we might just let her go. And they're like, oh, cool, we'll let your Michaels go. And we're like, well, I thought that wasn't related. And they're like, it's not. But
we're just happened to mention it.
We're not saying it's related. We're just saying if she was free, they would be too. And so that's where we were at yesterday. Now today, all of a sudden, the media is like, "Oh my God, it's Christmas, and this is a feel-good, happy story. We're gonna get our Michaels back." Now, the media is probably gonna get them killed. That's usually what the media does.
Yep.
This isn't gonna be good for the Michaels. They're getting probably beaten with hoses and car batteries right now, and being told not to say anything about it when they get on the news. And they won't.
Well, according to Ambassador Dominic Barton, he is the Canadian ambassador in China. He, after months and months and months of pressure, he was able to. He was allowed a virtual visit and spoke to both men individually last month. For some reason, they're just releasing this information now.
But he was also forced to shock their nipples with a car battery. That was part of the deal.
That was part of the which he probably was like, please do that. That'd be great. But apparently they are both very healthy physically and mentally.
And they had to have their conversation on Huawei phones, or they weren't allowed to have it. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, on 5G.
Totally unrelated. So that I don't know why the media has to finally decide. I think it's odd. Like our year-end numbers come out, and then the media is like, "We need that story. We want 800% listenership in Australia." Because all the news stations generally jump on what Gordon and I talk about. They usually don't take this long. It's usually a day or two they're in on it.
Yeah, not so much.
The Globe and Mail yesterday published a very scathing editorial about themselves and about how they let down the two Michaels because of COVID. Mostly because of COVID. That's that they're honest about it. They're like, COVID took the world over, and that's what we reported on, and we didn't report on them, and we're probably shitty for doing that. And I say, yeah, well, admitting it doesn't make it better. Stop being shitty.
Why don't we just try that little gem out?
Just saying, I've said it on the show a few times. I live by it. It's just going, it's just me. I'm a bitch. No, that doesn't make it better. Just stop being a fucking bitch. It's the same with the news. Oh yeah, we're shit. Then all news is shit now. Well, that doesn't help.
No,
just don't be shit.
Are you going to do anything to change that? No, we're just admitting it.
Great. This is what they say. We stopped in print, online, and on the airwaves. Their identities faded. They're the two Michaels. It's just a monument to China's bad behavior and Canada's powerlessness. This is true in part because the Michaels aren't in view. They aren't giving statements. The families have stayed quiet and asked for their privacy. So it just wasn't exciting news. And Globe admits it. So good on you for admitting that, but that's not good. China has just made us look like shit because they're walking all over us and we're not doing anything about it. Trudeau, we're like, keep saying, Trudeau, are you going to do something? He's like, no, I can't. What am I going to do? I got COVID.
Yeah, they said no, and I can't leave the house.
So it's just now at this point, we look stupid, and there's not much we can do about it. I don't know how it's going to play out. I wish I had better answers for everybody. But I don't know what's about to happen. I think but it's possible we let this plea bargain go through. We let her go, and the two Michaels don't come home. That's also a possibility.
I'm going through this, and this is just the dumbest shit I've ever seen. There's people like Bonnie Glasser, Guy St. Jacques, where they actually wrote Christmas cards to the Michaels.
Oh yeah.
And like, dear Michael, was it Kovrig?
COVID.
The whole COVID. The whole world knows that you are a hostage in China. This cannot be tolerated any longer. It is time for Beijing to release you. Long overdue. You are in my thoughts and prayers. Thanks.
That's nice. He didn't get that, but it's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, and then you she took a picture of the card, of her handwriting on the card, and posted on Twitter, being like, "Look at me, I'm so important.
I wrote him a
I
card.
wrote them a card."
I've spoken to them. Gord has spoken to them. We've spoken to them several times through this show, not under any pretense that they're actually listening. Although I'm sure our show's allowed in China. With the amount of shit we talk about the States, we're probably huge in China. They just don't publish the stats. In Australia, actually, because Australia's not popular there right now either.
No.
We're probably... I gotta find out. I should get on TikTok.
There you go.
I keep talking about it, but I'm not ticking. So anyway, that's what's up. If you guys didn't know, there's the long story. That's the long version of a very short story.
And just so you know, every fucking Christmas card you send the two Michaels, they're eating a dog. Just letting you know.
Yeah, that's true. And I just want to say some of what I said in relation to this story may be opinion. Some of it may be misconstrued. It might not all be exactly factual. I don't want to hear shit about it. That wasn't true. Yeah, it's true. You know what? The only way what's going to happen is that I see in my mind is this is going to just degenerate into a giant live action game of Rampage. She's going to turn into the Lizard and Trump and Trudeau are going to turn into the other two, and they're just going to go smash buildings together.
And then that'll be it.
That'll be it. That's it. They're just smashing. Someone's trying to smash the world. That's what all this is about. COVID and 5G and Huawei and all this shit that's going on in the world. It's just trying to... It's the classic Alfred quote. Some people want to set the world on fire just to watch it burn.
Mm-hmm. Great line, by the way.
Yeah, very good line. But I don't get it, and I don't understand it. I know that it's all linked together somehow. I just can't figure it out, and I don't think it's like Illuminati or anything stupid like that. But someone's doing something, and this has all got something to do with something. You don't get retards like Biden and Trump involved in shit. It doesn't make any sense, but it's something. And we're going to... 2021, we kind of touched on this last night. I've been babbling for 40 minutes now. I'll shut up in a second. But we touched on this last night. 2021 is not a good year for us. Just putting it out there. It's only getting worse. Mm-hmm. Unemployment numbers are bad. We're not getting the vaccine. Maybe other places are. We're not. We don't know. It could be September. Could be tomorrow. But maybe September. Maybe 2 years from now. Maybe by then we'll figure out that 2 meters isn't 6 feet, you fucking retards. I don't understand that part.
If kids were taught fucking math in school, they would know that, but unfortunately.
People get mad at me. They go, you have to stay at least 6 feet apart or 2 meters apart. I'm like, which one? And they just stare at me like idiots. I'm like, well, it's a valid question. And have you had to do these surveys where they're like, have you come in contact with anyone known to have COVID?
Yeah.
Like they ask you, no, how the fuck would I know? I can't answer that. And they get mad at you and you're like, I cannot honestly answer that. Like, well, you just say yes if you haven't been to China and you don't know. Well, that's stupid then. Yeah. And pointless.
My favorite was I actually went to a restaurant. They pre-filled it all out for you.
Oh, that's lovely.
All you got to do is sign it.
That's great. I will never get over, they took my temperature when I worked at Walmart, and I was like through the roof. And they're like, oh, well, that's not good. And they took it again, and I was still very, very high and coughing. And they took it in. They just kept taking the temperature until they got the one they wanted. And then, okay, now you can go to work. I don't think that's how that's supposed to be. Don't think that's how it operates.
Yeah, well, apparently it is. Apparently that's exactly how it operates because that's what they're doing.
Yep.
You have these companies that instead of signing a piece of paper, you go up online. Those are also pre-checked for you.
Yeah.
You just hit okay. It's asinine. It's just asinine.
And nobody cares. Everyone at this point is just the people with jobs are trying to save their jobs, so they're just doing what they're told. I did it too at Walmart. Well, no, I didn't. That's a big part of why I got fired was I wasn't playing along with the COVID game.
Yeah.
I was taking temperatures wrong. I was writing down. I was making them up. I wasn't good.
Well, I scanned that last guy and it said 283 degrees. I figured that was fine.
Yeah, and we had to ask 4 very specific questions. It was like, have you ever been in contact with in the last 14 days? Have you blah blah blah? And I just didn't. I was just like, people would walk up. I go, "Do you got COVID?" And they go, "No." I go, "Cool." And I take their temperature. And I got in trouble several times. You have to ask the questions on the sheet because it's like a liability thing. All right, I'll try. Hey, do you have COVID? No? Cool. That's not right. Oh, okay, fuck. So, anyway, I don't even know where we're at, but that's that. Oh, yeah, here's where we're at. 2021 is going to suck.
Yeah. If you have hopes for it, dash them. They're gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
And your hopes, they're gone.
Unless you are 80 and you're hoping to die, then you probably got a good chance that one's coming true. So good stuff.
Yeah,
but you're gonna die.
And in that case, it's actually a good thing because then you don't have to keep worrying about this bullshit anymore.
Yeah, that'd be good. My grandmother just died on the weekend.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh well, thank you. She was 98. She did not die of COVID. She died of 98. No, she died of 98. That's a very, very long life. That's very, very old. And she has been in and out of hospital for 78 years. And that might be an exaggeration, but she's very old, and it's not like it was unexpected. It's sad. She was a nice lady. I was quite fond of her. She is actually one of the few family members that liked me.
That's always nice.
And we don't get to have a funeral. We don't get to do anything because COVID. And she's in Manitoba.
Because as soon as you go to a funeral, that's where COVID hits. It doesn't hit you in restaurants. It doesn't hit you in a bar, but it hits you.
Oh, it does.
But it doesn't get you at Walmart.
Oh, it does.
It get you in bars and restaurants. Just
it only comes out. It only comes out at night. Yeah. That's why there's curfews.
Well, it comes out at night if you're drinking.
Yeah, and you can't feed your COVID after midnight, and you can't get it wet, and you can't. What was the other thing? You can't neglect it. Is that what it was?
You can't neglect it. No, it's just a 2.
No. There's 3.
No feeding after midnight. No getting wet.
No, there was 3 rules.
Was there 3?
There's 3. Or your COVID turns into gremlins. Or your cold will turn into a COVID. I don't know how the rules work, but don't feed it after midnight. Don't have it in a bar. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how you can have plane rides. You can have plane rides, but you can't go to a movie theater.
Oh, keep it of light.
Oh, yeah.
I think COVID is the difference, yes.
Yeah. And Listerine kills it, apparently. Listerine kills it, but you should drink bleach.
Please. Please do.
And no one can answer me. Number one, that no one answers me that they know anything about it. Like, they know anyone who has it. You just don't. You're lying.
Yep.
And the other thing, how come China was okay in a month?
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the world is fucked forever?
Yep.
Explain that to me, you fucks. Anybody. Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com.
I mean, the obvious answer is China lies.
Or I will give you... Oh, well, yeah, bullshit. Then why did we believe any of this in the first place?
Because China only lies when we say they do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so sick of that answer. I don't believe anything the Chinese are saying. Well, then why are you doing any of this shit? Because it's all